I'm Judy Zelina. This is the Millcreek Government Channel. Nation of Patriots is a nonprofit organization that works on a national level to promote awareness and financially support the physical, emotional, and economic misfortune that our disabled veterans and their families are living with today and every day. Each year, Nation of Patriots organizes a national effort that pays tribute to and honors all of America's armed forces, past, present, and fallen. This united effort is known as the Patriot Tour. Joining us on the program today is one of the event coordinators, Doug Roxberry. Doug, thank you for joining us on the program. I am very excited to hear all about this event.
Thanks for having us.
First off, I've been doing some research on it with doing the show, and it's an amazing event. And I thank you and everybody else that's involved. But for our viewers out there, could you tell them what exactly is the Patriot Tour and what is its purpose?
So the Patriot Tour is twofold. One of those is pretty much, it's a flag escort. It is something to bring back a little bit of patriotism that maybe has fallen away a little bit. So a group of people in Wisconsin got together and felt that maybe bring back that red, white, and blue and showcase it and take it across the United States and show people that there are still patriotic people. When they were talking about doing that, they were trying to figure out, well, what can we do with this tour? How can we maybe raise some funds for something? And of course, immediately goes to the veterans, the people that have defended that very flag they want to show. So they've decided to start raising money for the veterans that have protected that flag over the years, and the Patriot Tour is born. So it takes one, it showcases the American flag, and two is it's helping our veterans that are in need.
How exactly, it is a fundraiser. Mm-hmm. Okay, I as an observer, how do I donate to this? Do I give a donation for the ride, or how does that work?
So there's multiple ways you can donate. We do have a national website, nationofpatriots.com. You can donate directly onto that site. As far as other donations, one of the easiest ways, if you can't make it to the actual event that we're going to discuss later, you can stop at Harley-Davidson of Erie, make a donation, and just take it to the welcome desk at the front of the building. You can make a donation directly to there. And, you know, as we're going to talk about the event coming up, okay, you're welcome to come down and join us there and make a donation there as well.
Okay. Doug, how did you get involved?
Pretty much for the joy of motorcycles is how I got involved.
Okay.
Walking into the dealership one day, I saw a flyer and I went on my first ride, which was a total monsoon ride to Jamestown, New York. I really didn't know what the event was about. Mm-hmm. And after my first ride, I was hooked, and I became friends with the first organizer, which was Mike Schleicher for our leg in this area. So I started becoming more and more involved with Mike Schleicher, and when he finally said, I want to just enjoy the ride, it's time for someone else to step up, myself and Kenny Sturm said, well, we'll take the torch, and we kind of took it from there a few years ago, and we've been running with it since.
Oh, this is absolutely amazing. When did this first start? When did it all begin? 2009
is when everything started back in Wisconsin, and the first year they started, there was a lot of things they didn't think about. So the tour didn't quite make it all the way around the country. They gave it their best shot. I believe they incorporated in 2008, but 2009 is probably the first year where it made its full loop.
And with each year, you see it growing and growing in participation?
Yes, absolutely. In the original years, it was only 48 states, and they did the trip over 110 days. Well, there was some of the states out west that they were able to raise more money. They had other connections, and we were able to start including Hawaii and Alaska. So now it is all 50 states, and it travels over 115 days, around 14,500 miles. And other than the airplane rides to Hawaii and Alaska, it is on the back of a motorcycle for that entire journey.
Oh my goodness. Now, you're talking about the American flag along with branches of the military. Mm-hmm. How is this all carried on motorcycles?
How is it carried on motorcycles? Mm-hmm. Well, there are different ways. We've had some great moments where people have really put a lot of thought and effort into mounting the flag onto the back of the motorcycle. And we have had some moments that have been, let's just say, interesting to be polite, where things were not so thought through when the flag was on the back of a motorcycle. But the flag is flown from the back of a bike. Only a few times can I think of where I've ever heard where the flag was folded and carried in a non-display pattern format, and that is usually when weather is just so bad. I can tell you with here in the Erie leg, it has always flown on the back of a motorcycle. We have never folded it, and that includes when one of the first years this was involved, they ran through what some said was a small tornado. Yeah, the flag, we make sure, if at all possible, it's flown so people can see that it's there.
Pretty
and it's making its
determined.
journey. Yeah.
That's what I want to talk about, weather. Now, you're going through all these states. Not every single day is going to be that perfectly sunny day.
Those make for the best pictures and the biggest turnout, but the stories always revolve around the monsoons that you travel through.
Of course they do.
Last year, for instance, we normally travel any of the leg, whether it's going east or west out of Erie. Erie represents well with easily having over 100 bikes every single time. And last year, with the threat of weather, I think we were at 25. But it was still a 25 very proud motorcycles carrying that flag. And yeah, we got a little wet, but that's part of the deal. It's what you sign up to do. You make sure the flag goes to the next destination.
And tell me again, how many states you go through?
All 50.
All 50 states. It was 48, but now
it was
it's 50.
48. Now it is all 50, and that's through donations again, where people are able to pay for a seat for the flag to sit in, or someone knows a pilot. However it is, it makes it to Hawaii and Alaska so that they can partake also. And when it goes to Hawaii, they have a journey on a motorcycle. When it goes to Alaska, they travel about a 75-mile route to make sure the flag does fly in Alaska.
Wow.
So we make sure that every state is covered and everyone gets a chance to partake in this.
Okay. Now, how exciting. Erie was chosen to be the host this year, meaning it begins and it ends here.
Yes.
How did this come about, that we are a host city?
Well, Erie is always represented very well. We've always had a very large turnout, and we do raise a substantial amount of money, which I'd like to discuss later also. But the main thing is our participation. And when COVID hit, they did 1 year where the tour was virtual. So we interviewed a flag bearer, they talked about who they were, why they were a flag bearer, what it meant, and it was then digitally handed off to the next leg. When COVID restrictions started lifting and they decided, okay, we're going to do actually hands-on, they looked around the country and they came to us and said, how fast can you get a ride put together? And I think we had about 14 days and we put a ride together. That impressed the national board, and they said, well, why don't you think about maybe hosting the kickoff and the homecoming? So we put a proposal, myself and Kenny, we put a proposal together. We thought this is what we'd like to do. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, I was checking my email, and there was a report. I got an email saying that you won it. And at first, it was the excitement of, oh my gosh, we did it. And then 30 seconds later, the reality set it, and it was, oh no, we did it. And we knew there was a lot of work ahead. And Kenny and I have been going 100 miles an hour since then, trying to get this all done.
All right, Doug, I know you and Ken are very instrumental in this event, but who here in Erie are you working with to make this event happen?
So the sponsors, we have sponsors that help us out.
Okay.
I would have to say the biggest person or organization we have that makes this happen is Harley Davidson of Erie.
Okay.
Susan and Kelly Lapping, they are great supporters of the motorcycle community, and this is just another event that they've got behind with their dealership. It's where the flag stays overnight when it's just a pass-through. It's usually where we have the majority of the flag transfers that happen as part of the ceremony. But they've always been a great sponsor of the biker community in general, and specifically this event with us. There's also Allegheny Beverage, D. Caruana.
Okay.
She's a sponsor. Allegheny Beverage, Plyler Door. Those are the main sponsors that have helped this get off the ground this year, because it takes money for permits, for site locations, things like that. And these people stepped up and said, we will help you. So they were the big sponsors that got it going this time.
Okay. You mentioned something, and it's just a question I popped into my head. Nighttime. Do you stop at night?
So the flag only travels during the daytime.
Okay.
So they try to make each leg anywhere from 50 to maybe 150 miles each day.
Okay.
There are some areas that they do a morning ride, they do a flag transfer, an afternoon ride, and then the flag will rest at nighttime. And that's mainly so that the most people can participate, and we can have the most participation from the communities that it travels through.
All right.
We don't want to travel it through night where no one's going to see it. So it is only a daytime ride, that's it.
Okay, because you mentioned about bringing it in at night, and I thought, well, wait a minute, aren't you guys riding the whole time? So that's good to know, it's just during the day.
Only daytime riding, yes ma'am.
Okay. Now, when is the start date and when is the end date?
So
those I know you know.
The excitement is going to start here in Erie on May 20th, which is a Friday night. We'll be having a bike night as a kickoff party at Harley-Davidson of Erie.
Okay.
And that's just to kind of get the excitement going for the next day and get the word spread.
Right.
But the actual event, the kickoff ceremony, will be on May 21st, down at the Brig Niagara on Holland Street.
All right.
We'll have a ceremony and everything down there. That is the kickoff. And it'll start registration starts at 9 o'clock. Ceremonies will start somewhere around 11:30. And we're hoping to roll the first bike out, being with the American flag on it, will be right about 12:15.
Okay. All right. So then you're going all those days. And you come back to, when do you come back to Erie?
Coming back to Erie after that journey will be September. And just to be clear, Kenny and
that really is a long time.
It is, but just to be clear, Kenny and I are not going on this entire journey with the flag, and that is
come on, Doug.
If anybody knows Kenny and I, you know they know that we would love to do it because we love long distance riding. But yeah, we let every leg have their moment in the spotlight to showcase their community, so that it's not one person's view of things.
Right.
So we try to make sure that every leg gets to shine and show the flag and their community and let the nation see what's going on. But yeah, in September when it does come home and we receive the flag back, we again will have a bike night at the dealership on the 16th, and then when we receive the flag from Mentor, Ohio, will be on the 17th. The flag will come into the dealership in the afternoon, and then there will be a procession from the dealership down to Liberty Park for the final flag ceremony. And after that, we're going to have a band and a big party down at Liberty Park to celebrate the finale of this year's flag ride.
Of course there's going to be a party.
Of course there's a party,
yes,
absolutely.
There's a party. And what are some of the events that you have in store for the start of this kickoff, the start of the tour?
The one thing that Kenny and I were very focused on when we were asked to be the start and finish is we really wanted to showcase what Erie is. Some of the places, such as Las Vegas, that have hosted it, they have showgirls and flashy lights and things like that. That's not Erie. Erie is a blue-collar town, and all of us are very proud of that blue collar. And what better shows Erie but the volume of motorcyclists that are going to show up, which are majority blue-collar workers, which we're very proud of that. And when you think of Erie, if you are from Erie or the Erie area, the Brig Niagara just screams, this is Erie. So we figured that what better way to start it off? The flag will be on the top mast of the Brig Niagara for the start off. It'll be lowered from the mast by period reenactors and will be escorted over to the lead bike and attached. So we're going to start with that. At the end, depending on the sailing season of the brig, whether it will be back in port or if it is able to, we would like to have the brig anchored out in the bay, and the flag will be taken from the stage out to the brig and be raised back up on the mast, and that will signify the ending. And we have a few things hopefully planned to go along with that we'll reveal later, but you can't give away all the goodies now. You got to kind of hold on to things.
Just give us a few little teasers.
So we'll start off with, we're hoping to have a musket salute for the start off and maybe something a little larger for the finale.
All right, good. Now, where is the first leg from Erie? Where are you guys going to go?
We'll be going to Jamestown, New York, specifically Faulkner, Harley-Davidson of Jamestown. The route we have is about a 75-mile route, I believe, and essentially it's going to take the Bayfront out to Route 5 to the New York state line, and then we'll be making a right turn somewhere along the lake, coming down through Mayville, around the east side of Chautauqua, and then on to Faulkner.
Now, you encourage us to check out the route on the website and to wave you on and cheer you on, correct?
Yes. So the easiest way to see where the route is going to be and when it will be coming through your community is to go to our Facebook page. There is the Nation of Patriots actual website is the national website, so it'll give you some details. But as far as the route, you can go to Patriot Tour Pennsylvania on Facebook. You type those words in, and it'll take you directly to our page, and that'll show you the exact route. And we'll try to post within about a 10 to 15 minute window of each community when to expect that flag to come through, so you're not standing out there for 2 hours waiting for it to come. We really, about a month outside of the event, we will start reaching out to those community pages and the communities themselves to see if they can post it on their township or city pages that the flag will be coming through and when to expect it. So we really kind of, about a month out, we'll start really just bombarding people with information. You tell them now and people will forget. So we try to wait for a few weeks and then get the information out there.
I would forget, Doug, so yes.
I forget, I'm part of it.
I need reminders. Other than, just off topic a little bit, other than the tour, how do you guys interact with the public?
We take any opportunity whatsoever.
Do you?
As Kenny and I keep telling people, we will meet with anyone, anywhere, anytime. Just tell us when we can come, and we will talk until you tell us to be quiet. So when we are planning the event, we try to look on community pages to see if there's something going on, such as in Erie. It was just a good planning that there's also the rib burn-off going on at the same time. So as it passes through, we'll look for community events. One of the events that came to be is in Conneaut, Ohio. There is an elementary school that has something called Adventure Day, that they kind of have a big party down at Township Park in Conneaut, and it's the kindergartners through second grade. That group is, they have that Adventure Day, and it just so happened the flag came through one year, and we were able to bring the flag down there. As part of that, we thought we were just going to go say the Pledge of Allegiance with a bunch of grade schoolers, and in turn they decided to sing patriotic songs, which none of us were expecting. So you have a couple hundred big bad bikers standing there just crying their eyes out as these kindergartners sing to us.
I love it.
And it's become a tradition. Now, even if the flag is not passing through at that time, we make sure we go down there and see the kids every year, because they expect to see the motorcycles and the flag, and they sing. So it's just a way we've brought in the next generation into it.
I love it. Absolutely love it. For the ride, for the tour, are there any rules or guidelines, like if somebody wants to join? The
biggest thing that we have is, if you're going to support the American flag, the red, white, and blue, you're welcome to join us. That's great. We prefer, and it pretty much has to be a motorcycle. Cars are not allowed to be involved in the ride, and that's a safety concern more than anything else.
Correct.
Beyond that, we just ask that only one American flag flies, and that is the one at the lead of the group. Behind those will be the POW flag, and all branches of the service will fly, and those are the only flags we really would like to see flown during the flag, just so the focus is at that front one.
Got it. So it's right at the beginning is where the American flag and the other flags are flown, and the others are just following in honor.
Absolutely, yes, showing their support to what's in front of them.
Right, I like that a lot. Is there anything else that we should know about the ride or the event? So
the biggest thing, and I know we've talked a lot about the motorcycle event, the biggest thing I would like to say to everyone that's watching, the whole purpose of the Nation of Patriots is to help our veterans. Any money that we don't bring in, 100% of it goes right back out into a veteran's hand to help them out. It's not an organization where there's some CEO or someone in charge that gets their cut off the top. 100% of the money that people donate to us goes right back into a veteran's hand to help them. We've done things as far as rebuild kitchens because someone's had a fire, to putting a set of tires on a veteran's car so they can get back and forth to therapy, things like that. So we need people to understand that it's not just about motorcycles. It's not just about an American flag. We are raising money for a purpose, and that is for the support of veterans. Along that line, we, as the Erie leg, for the past 2 years, we have not been able to give out any money. And it's not because we don't have money to give, is we do not have any veterans that have stepped forward and said, yes, I need help. So if you are a veteran who is in need of some type of assistance, we've assisted people with some construction problems, some financial bills, things like that, utilities. We've helped with Veterans Court here in Erie, Pennsylvania. If you are a veteran that is in that type of need, please reach out to us, and we'd like to help you if we can. These veterans, they've spent their entire lives protecting and taking care of others.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with saying, yeah, I need help. So whether it's the veteran themselves that reach out to us, or maybe a friend of a veteran who knows there's a veteran in need, get a hold of myself or Kenny Sturm, and we can help them out if possible. That's a big part of what we're doing, though. That is the major part of it.
What I think is so important is that any money that you receive is going to go right back to the veterans.
Right out to them, yes, ma'am.
It's not going in anybody's pocket.
No.
it is there to help the veterans.
Absolutely. And some of those major sponsors that I talked about in the beginning,
Right.
they did put forth some large chunks of cash. We'll just be blunt about it. And that is to make sure that this event goes off and showcases Erie in a good way and gets the word out in our best possible way. Any money that's left over, and Kenny and I, we are trying to pinch every penny possible so that the minimal amount of money goes out for that, and then we have even more to give away to help people out. So those are the only times it's a donation in kind that those people are giving us. And like I said, we try to save every penny we can through this so that more money can absolutely go out. But any money that is donated by an individual that is not part of that list of people that I asked or I listed earlier, any money that those people are giving, yes, 100% of it is going out to a veteran.
And again, Doug, how can I donate? How can I help? I'm not going to ride a motorcycle. Remind me again how I can help.
You can donate on the actual Facebook page, Nation of Patriots, and you can even earmark it for Erie, Pennsylvania. And just so everyone knows, real quick, the money that we go out, we do not just blindly hand it to a veteran. We do work with the VA to make sure that the person is a veteran.
Okay.
Because we don't need to deal with anyone with stolen valor, things like that. We
Right.
make sure that the money is going into a veteran's hand. That is a very important thing to us. But yeah, if you want to donate to the Nation of Patriots page, if you can stop at Erie Harley-Davidson and donate there. There are some organizations such as the Legion Riders here in Erie County that they are all having a little competition to see, who can put the most money up, which is just an awesome thing that they said they were going to do. And then lastly, if you want to come out and participate and wave as the flag leaves, take part by observing the ceremonies, come on down and you can make a donation there as well.
I think for the bystanders, the spectators that are watching you guys go by, it has to be so exciting, breathtaking, and just so enlightening knowing what the purpose of your ride is for.
It's exciting and for us and for everyone that's involved.
I can imagine. Doug, I really appreciate you coming on the show, talking with me today. I think we pretty much covered everything, but is there anything else that we might have missed that you want to let our viewers know?
I guess, we tell people every year that the reason that we are riding is because of that red, white, and blue. So if you're a motorcyclist and you want to partake, by all means come down. We don't care what club you're with. We don't care what organization you're with. If you can come down and you can celebrate that red, white, and blue, celebrate the veterans that have defended that flag all these years, please come down and take part in this. And again, like I said, if you know a veteran in need, if you know of a family that is in need that has veterans involved, please reach out to Kenny or myself. Go to our websites, contact Erie Harley-Davidson. They know how to get in touch with the two of us and let us know how we can help that family, that individual with their needs. That's our biggest thing. We just want to be able to let these people enjoy their retirement, enjoy their years for all the sacrifices they've put out there already.
Doug, thank you so much for being on the program. And again, thank you for all the work you're doing with this event. I appreciate it. But other than that, so many more will appreciate what you have done. Thank you. The Patriot Tour was created to honor all military enlisted veterans, military families, and the fallen, while calling attention to and raising financial support for disabled veterans and their families. If you would like to join or want more information, feel free to reach out by phone, email, or Facebook. They would love to hear from you. Thank you for tuning into the Millcreek Government Channel. Until next time, have a wonderful day.